Hey there, it's RJ Steiner. I'm going to give you a quick code walkthrough of the BeLL Reader app. Consists of an index, which you can see here, and a reader.js file, which is only about 114, which is only 114 lines of code. A lot of documentation. I wrote this about 2 years ago. The design goal for this application was to be very performant for low-powered devices. There is some parts of this which still need cleaning up and are buggy. But I will walk through the code that we have here and should give you an idea of where it currently needs work. So, to get started, it's designed as a couch app. So, it looks for documents in its own CouchDB that this app is sitting in. So by going to the index of the application and giving a parameter of doc, this is actually an ID of a document in this Couch database. So there it is. This Couch document has a lot of attachments to it and a little bit of metadata. You'll notice in the attachments, everything's in a pages folder. A bunch of JPEG files. And for the code here, the metadata isn't that important. There is an optional start with page, which hasn't been totally built out. It's the idea that this is not actually page 1. This is the cover, right? This isn't even page 1 either. This is still not page 1. This is page 1, but it's listed as page 4. It's a technicality, not a big deal, but something we might account for. These prior pages should be something like not a page, Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, page 1. Anyways, as you scroll through pages, you can see these parameters are changing up here. And there's actually, kind of looks like this is an Ajax application, but it's not. It's doing a page reload every time. What's happening is when I click this arrow, it's sliding off the image that's being displayed. And the browser's not fast enough. That transition actually gets played because the browser isn't loading the next page fast enough. So just per chance happens to work. It looks like sliding in, sliding out, sliding in. So when you go to a new page, though, like let's go to this page. I'm gonna copy this URL and then paste it in and go to it. There's this in each of these URLs that these buttons are generating URLs, and it's telling the image when it loads, telling the application when this page loads, slide the image in left or right. So I can make this image slide in from the right, or I can make it slide in from the left. And that's just to make this transition look normal. So depending on which direction I'm going, depends on how things slide in and out. There is this page parameter, which determines the page, and this doc parameter that persists. It's important for this to persist. There's actually a bug right now. When I click on the page and I enter in this form which page to go to, and I hit go, it drops the doc parameter and breaks this. Submit page is a parameter that you'll see in the code in just a second. But again, this feature is broken anyways. Lastly, there's this button down here to go back to the library. We'll have to modify that for integration with the new BeLL apps. So let's get started on the code. Here we have the reader.js. Actually, let's go to a page that works. There we go. Okay. So the first thing that we do is we start a query to open the document from this doc parameter. So what this does is asking CouchDB, use this CouchDB from URL segment 1, which is this right here. That's segment 1. So we're using that database that we're sitting in currently. Open the document and use the open with the ID of where the URL parameter is doc. So that's our ID for the document we're opening in the OLE database. And then on success, give us that doc, and we'll continue on. First thing that we do is we bind a click event to the page number div so that when you click it, the go to info slides down. So that's this transition. We set the go to library URL, this one right here, and we just need to modify all this stuff to go to the correct place. We might even delete it, because oftentimes we're opening, when new apps open in BeLL apps, in the new version, we're opening in a new tab, and the user are getting used to just closing that tab, so this might not even be needed anymore.